Now, Vegeta would have fully recovered. Now, there are two routes that we can go down for Vegeta's story. Number one, Frieza would have killed Vegeta, or maybe even the Ginyu Force. You have to understand that Vegeta just failed his mission to take over Earth. Now, this could interest Frieza as he wonders who could have beaten Vegeta, and it was another Saiyan, as Vegeta would have explained to maybe Zarbon or Dodoria what could have happened. And Vegeta would have been killed by Frieza, maybe a death beam, or maybe even the Ginyu Force would have ganged up and killed Vegeta, and that would have ended his story. Or number two, which I think is more plausible. I think that yes, I don't think that Frieza would kill Vegeta initially. I think Vegeta would cause trouble. Because Vegeta got much stronger by this point, would he keep his power level hidden? I think so. Because Vegeta's not a fool. While yes, he believes that he can kill Zarbon or Dodoria, as his power level is nearing 30,000 at this point. But unfortunately, he knows that against Frieza, that would not stop him. He knows how strong Frieza is. Frieza's power level is in the hundreds of thousands, so how can he match that? So I think what Vegeta would do is he would still kind of be under Frieza's boot for the time being. But of course, we all know that his plan is to get stronger and kill Frieza. So, I think Vegeta would try and cause trouble where he can. And this is where I think two options could go. Either when he tries killing Zarbon or Dodoria. I think Zarbon or Dodoria would actually try to kill Vegeta themselves under Frieza's orders. Maybe more Dodoria than Zarbon. Zarbon follows Frieza, pretty loyal. And I think Vegeta would kill him. Now, Vegeta knows that there's no going back because Zarbon would have seen what have happened. Zarbon would then attack Vegeta. Unfortunately, even in his monster state, would Zarbon beat Vegeta? We're going to still say yes. Zarbon does beat him, but he actually spares Vegeta, thinking that Vegeta might have some use to Frieza, and he would rather see Frieza kill Vegeta for fun. So he actually brings Vegeta along and heals him, but Zarbon makes a bad mistake. He forgets that Vegeta gets stronger every time he's badly wounded, aka a Zenkai, which Saiyans have that ability. When Vegeta fully heals, he does not go to Lord Frieza, of course. He kills Zarbon easily. Now, Frieza would have overheard what is happening as Vegeta fled. Now, Vegeta doesn't really have many places to go, but he has one place that he could go: Earth. He knows that Kakarot could maybe help them stop Frieza, and he has a head start. Frieza will have a rough time catching up because his ship is much bigger and slower. The space pods are fast. Now, Frieza is of course angered by what Vegeta has done. He's disrespected. He's not going to let it slide. So Frieza would then send the Ginyu Force after Vegeta. But the Ginyu Force is far away. It's going to take them weeks and weeks to get to Vegeta's location. We're going to say about 2 weeks' time it's going to take them to get to Earth. Now, Vegeta arrived there luckily within about a week's time, so they have roughly about a week before the Ginyu Force, and Frieza is only a few hours behind them. Vegeta would then land on Earth, as Goku would then meet up with Vegeta. Now, Goku was ready to attack Vegeta again and actually kill him, because he's warned Vegeta to never come back. Vegeta would actually put his hands up and state, "Wait, Kakarot, hear me out first, this is not a laughing matter." He explains who Frieza is and what is happening, and the fact that they were heading to Earth anyway. Vegeta makes up a little bit of a white lie, and he says that no matter what, Frieza was going to be here anyway, because he would be interested in you. And so either way, you need my help. And he says that the Ginyu Force are 10 times the strength of mine, they're too powerful, and he's referring to Ginyu most likely, but they're too powerful. Frieza is hundreds of times stronger than me. And so Goku, he knows that Vegeta's not going to do anything because he sees how desperate Vegeta is, so he says, "How much time do we have before they do arrive?" Vegeta says, "We have roughly 5 to 7 days. So all the Z fighters would then meet up on Kami's lookout. They're not happy to see Vegeta, but Goku says, "Let him go for now." And Goku would of course keep a close eye on Vegeta. As Goku would then speak to Kami. He would then explain what's going on, and Kami says, "Well, you can use the Room of Spirit and Time. Or maybe even use the gravity machine, which Bulma would have already made. Her father would have made for them. So there is a few options." And Bakami says, yes, the Room of Spirit and Time is available to be used. So who would step in first? Well, of course, I would think it would be Vegeta. And Goku doesn't trust Vegeta, so he would actually go in the Room of Spirit and Time with Vegeta to keep an eye on him. And he explains that if anything does happen out of Vegeta's earshot, he explains to Piccolo and the others that if something bad happens and Vegeta tries to double cross us, destroy the door and lock him in there. So that's the game plan. But he doesn't think Vegeta will. He can sense that Vegeta's heart is in the right place for this time being, but we'll see what happens afterwards. But we'll cross that bridge later. Frieza's more important. So him and Vegeta would then step into the Room of Spirit and Time and train for the full year, which is equivalent to 24 hours in the real time. Now, it was intense training. Now, of course, the gravity didn't really affect them that much, as Goku's already kind of used to it due to King Kai. Vegeta, of course, is nothing to him. He was born on the gravity. But the environment was harsh. The weather changed. It was hard to breathe. It was freezing cold. And the training was intense. They were not holding back on one another. Now, they do have 2 sensu beans in case of severe injury. Goku says we need to save this in case it's bad. We have a whole year to train. And it would be very intense. I think Goku would kind of have a form of respect for Vegeta at the very end. And I think Vegeta, because Goku still does have that effect of rubbing off on people and kind of changing them a little bit. We saw this with Piccolo, and Vegeta, of course, he's still Vegeta. He's not going to change that much. But they made an agreement, and Vegeta does respect that Kakarot helped him get much stronger. Now, here's one thing people might want to ask. Would they get Super Saiyan? Well, that's a tough question. I don't think so. And the reason why is because while true, their SL count is very high, Vegeta needed to be nearly dead, and he needed 3+ more years of training to actually unlock Super Saiyan. And it's because he already knew about Super Saiyan, because Kakarot turned into a Super Saiyan, and then Trunks turned into a Super Saiyan. So you kind of have that whole kababa going on. Would Goku unlock Super Saiyan? I don't think so. I still think that Goku still needs something to really make him angry and to push him to unlock Super Saiyan. As you know, for full-blooded Saiyans to unlock Super Saiyan, it appears to be more of a rage-filled induce. Half Saiyans, if, of course, they've been produced while a person's already a Super Saiyan, their SL count's so high, they can just tap into it, as it seems. We saw this with Trunks and Goten. As for Universe 6 Saiyans, we're not going to talk about them. Even Kaba technically needed a lot of rage to turn Super Saiyan, in all fairness. Caulifla just broke the Saiyan mode by a tingle on her back, but we don't talk about that. That's not canon in my eyes. But I don't think they would unlock Super Saiyan. I don't think Goku would also teach Vegeta about Kaioken. I don't think, heck, he would not. And of course, the Spirit Bomb, can't really practice it. There's nothing alive in there. But they do have a failsafe. They would both actually team up to fight Frieza. Of course, they would try to fight one-on-one first, but if it gets bad, they'll try teaming up and handle the Ginyu Force. And if it gets really bad, Goku has a plan. Vegeta can try and distract Frieza the best that he can. Goku would even teach Vegeta some abilities, such as the Solar Flare technique to blind Frieza. All the while, Goku will charge up the Spirit Bomb. That should be enough to beat Frieza. And so they do hope so. So after the day has passed, they would have then stepped out. Of course, they are way stronger. Now, in terms of power levels, after a year of training inside the Room of Spirit and Time, in my personal opinion, I would say they easily caught up to their power levels. I would say that Goku and Vegeta are at least 4 million, maybe about 3 to 4 million. And that's also, considering the fact that their power levels, mind you, are in the 20 to 30,000s at this time. So that's a big jump. That's over 100 times basically boost. And yeah, so they're pretty OP. Now, they're pretty relative to each other. It's just Goku does have advantages. He has the Kaioken and etc. Now, they would then just continue training on the outside. Now, Goku would, of course, take a short break for a few days as he needs to rest his body. Vegeta, of course, is not doing that. He's pushing himself because Vegeta doesn't really know how to train correctly. The Z Fighters, of course, would they step into the Room of Spirit and Time? I would honestly say Piccolo and Gohan would. They would both step in the Room of Spirit and Time as it has one more use. Piccolo and Gohan would then go in. Now, when they do step out, of course, Gohan is way stronger. And Piccolo does see that Gohan does have hidden potential. I would say that Gohan's power level, in my opinion, is in the realm of maybe almost 100,000, maybe if not higher. As Piccolo, I would give him the respect and give Piccolo's power level pretty similar, at least 250, maybe even higher, because he spent a lot of time training Gohan, not really training himself. And Piccolo does have some failsafes. We'll talk about that in a moment, as Kami even knows. Now, I would probably put Piccolo's power level in respect. I would put his power level at around, roughly say, maybe 800,000, maybe 850, which is still really powerful. Now, of course, the few days would have then passed, as it's been a few weeks now. The Ginyu Force is now arriving, and the Z Fighters are ready. Now, one thing to note as well, when the Ginyu Force does arrive, the Earthlings are actually stronger too. Their power levels are roughly similar to that of Jason Birder, being in the 50 to 60,000s. Now, when Ginyu does battle the likes of Vegeta, Vegeta, of course, would not show any mercy. Ginyu would not have time to do a body swap. I think Vegeta would just punch a hole right through him and kill him. Now, during the events of when Frieza would arrive with some of his men, this is where the fight would get interesting. Now, I think, of course, first, Vegeta is going to step up to battle Frieza, and their standoff would have been a little different. Vegeta would overwhelm First Form Frieza and pretty much hold him back pretty easily. Now, Vegeta does know that Frieza does have a transformation. Zarbon told him, and he told Goku and the others. He would tell Frieza to transform, although Goku actually didn't really want this. Goku says, Vegeta, we should kill him now while he's still weak. You don't know how strong Frieza can actually become. And of course, Vegeta doesn't want to hear it. Vegeta, of course, tells Kakarot to shut up and that he'll handle it. So Frieza would then laugh as he begins to grow in size and transform into his second form. Now, with Frieza's second form, his power level shoots over 1,000,000. And now, of course, unfortunately for Frieza, that's not enough, as Vegeta would easily overwhelm Frieza, and out of desperation, Frieza would skip his third form. He would go into his final form. Although Goku would try to stop Frieza, Vegeta would actually kick Goku away, saying, no, where is your pride as a Saiyan? You need to see his true power. And Goku thinks this is stupid, and it was too late as Frieza already transformed. And Goku can tell that the fight has definitely changed, as Frieza is now not playing games. Frieza's much stronger. But now, of course, Vegeta does try to go in to fight Frieza, and he does okay. His power level's in the 4 to 5 millions. He does pretty decent. Unfortunately, though, Frieza would overwhelm Vegeta and start to beat on him badly. This is when Goku would then step in to actually help. And with this, the two of them would actually team up. And I think for a short while, and I think Vegeta was too wounded by what Frieza did to him, so Vegeta has to be pulled back. This is when Goku would then step up to battle Frieza, and of course, Goku's not playing games. So Goku has a power level between 3 to 4 plus million. He would then fly in and even use the Kaioken technique against Frieza, but he finds out that it's not working, as Frieza, of course, is too powerful. Now, Frieza is impressed by Goku's strength. He even offers Goku to join him. Of course, Goku says no way. He has everything a man needs. But now Goku knows that the Spirit Bomb is the only option. This is when Piccolo would actually step in. And Piccolo would then tell Goku that he'll hold off Frieza for the time being. Now, Piccolo, his power level is already OP. Piccolo's power level is actually in around 8 million plus. I'm even going to put him at 10 million because he got the energy from Gohan and all the other Z fighters to get him a little bit stronger. But Piccolo's base power level is 8 million. But Major Dragon, how is that possible? Piccolo's power level was around 850,000 a few days ago. And that's after the Spirit of Time. It's because Piccolo made the decision to fuse with Kami. Kami would even tell Piccolo that Frieza's strength is hundreds of times their own anyway, and that they need to fuse to have the best chance. And so Piccolo would actually agree. Now, Kami would explain to Piccolo that after we do this fusion and after Frieza's defeated, you need to head to our home world and find a new Namekian to take over the role for Guardian of Earth. So Piccolo knows this. And Popo knows as well. But they'll do that afterwards. They'll go to Planet Namek. So Piccolo would actually shock everybody with how strong he was. He was able to hold his own pretty well against Frieza. But we know that Frieza, of course, is at 60 plus to 80% of his power. He's overwhelming Piccolo. Goku was charging up the Spirit Bomb. This is when Vegeta actually tags team with Piccolo, and he hits Frieza with the Solar Flare technique, blinding Frieza. Now, this would give Goku enough time to get the Spirit Bomb ready. And it was a massive Spirit Bomb. He would then throw it at Frieza, and Frieza, of course, was struggling to hold it back, but he was engulfed and it blew up, making a massive crater, and things seemed like it was over. As his friends helped Goku up, this is when Frieza was still alive, as Krillin looked in terror. This is when Frieza thought he was going to die, but he survived. He would then fire a death beam, but Piccolo would actually get in the way, and he would actually save Goku's life. This is when Frieza, out of anger, Vegeta would try to charge in at Frieza, but Frieza would then fire a death beam as well, hitting Vegeta and knocking Vegeta down, greatly wounding the prince. As Krillin screamed in horror, Frieza would then grab Krillin, launching him in the air as Goku tells Frieza to let him go. Frieza would then crush Krillin and make him explode. This is when the scene we all know happens. As Vegeta watches in shock, as he's still alive, he just got shot in the side of the chest, but he didn't hit any vital organs. He's okay, he's alive, he's just badly wounded. Goku would begin to transform as Frieza and everyone watches in shock. All the Z fighters do. Goku begins to change. Now, Goku's power level, mind you, is between 3 to 5 million at this time. So when he bumps into Super Saiyan, we're going to put his power level at 5 mil just for common sakes. As when he does transform, Goku, his power level is about 250 million, which is a lot more powerful than his original self. That's nearly double the strength that he was when he originally fought Frieza. Now, Goku's not going to hold back on Frieza. There is no mercy for Frieza. He is not going to wait for Frieza to reach his full power. Goku would pretty much show Frieza no mercy as he first did when they fought. He's absolutely dominating Frieza, overwhelming him, and Frieza would try to go into his full power state when he knocks Goku away. But of course, Goku would not waste any time. He would then charge up a Kamehameha, and originally, while Frieza was trying to power up to 100%, Goku actually allowed him so he could fight him at full strength. This version of Goku's not doing that, as Goku fired a Kamehameha while Frieza panicked. He begged for mercy. It was too late. Frieza was completely engulfed before he could even reach full power, and he was killed by Goku. Now, Frieza never tried blowing up the Earth, so that's okay. Now that Frieza was ended, of course, Goku would then revert back to normal and be exhausted due to the energy drain of Super Saiyan. Piccolo and Vegeta were actually alive and they were okay. They recovered with the help of sensu beans. Unfortunately for Krillin, he was killed, but they'll wish him back, as Piccolo explains that we need to go to Namek. So after the Z Fighters were all healed up, Bulma would then take a trip with Goku, Piccolo, and maybe even Vegeta and the others. They would then all leave and go to planet Namek. Now, when they do arrive, the Namekians are, of course, happy to see another one of their kind, and Goku would explain everything. They're happy that Frieza was defeated. They heard about him and how terrifying he was, and they allow him to use the Dragon Balls because of Piccolo. And they would also meet Grand Elder Guru. Now, Grand Elder Guru is still alive, but of course he is aging and he's very sick, so he doesn't have much longer left. And after meeting them, Elder Guru would then read Goku's mind. He would then offer to actually unlock Goku's latent potential. As he would do so, Goku would of course get stronger, and he would even do it for the others, even the Z Fighters, as he would unlock all of their potential. But last was Vegeta. Would Elder Guru do it? Elder Guru sees that Vegeta does have a troubled heart, but he does tell Vegeta to use this power for good. And Goku explains, well, if he doesn't, I'll just destroy him. Vegeta, of course, is following Kakarot around because he wants to know, how did he become a Super Saiyan? Vegeta wants to know how he did it. So Vegeta's going to stick around, as he was even searching space for Kakarot to try and find him. And because he wants to see how he turned to a Super Saiyan. Then I would see Vegeta getting his potential unlocked briefly. And of course, it would be a pretty decent power-up, maybe even doubling their strength. And they would then use the Namekian Dragon Balls, having the 3 wishes. They would, of course, wish Krillin back to life. And the rest of the wishes is kind of up to the Namekians. Goku doesn't really need it, but Goku actually asked if the dragon can bring back people that Frieza killed in the universe. Now, if you guys know what that means, Vegeta actually does have one wish that he does want to ask Kakarot. He says, Kakarot, ask the dragon if he can wish back the Saiyans. And Goku says, why do you want to make a wish like that? And he says, just please, if it's possible. Because Vegeta has nothing left after this. Vegeta has nothing else. So Goku says, can Purunga wish back all the Saiyans that were killed by Frieza and the planet as well? And Purunga would hold up a peace sign. Okay. And he would then do it. And that was the last wish. Now, Vegeta, of course, he can't speak the Namekian language, so he couldn't make his own selfless wish. But Vegeta, apparently Planet Vegeta's back to normal. Now, would Goku go there? I don't think so. And I think Vegeta would immediately beeline towards Planet Vegeta, and he would have his own custom arc there. As Goku and the others would then head back towards Earth, as Goku doesn't really have a need to go to Namek. While it might be cool to go there in the future, he kind of wants to take a little break. Maybe he'll go there later on. And they decide to let Vegeta go, because Vegeta did help them stop Frieza, so that would still happen. Now, I would say about a year has passed. Now, during that year, Vegeta has taken the throne of being the leader of the Saiyans. Now, of course, they would explain, well, who defeated Frieza, and would Vegeta lie? That's up for debate. Would he actually lie to the Saiyans about who defeated Frieza? He would explain that a Super Saiyan defeated Frieza, and they think that it's actually Vegeta. They didn't think that a low-class Saiyan like Goku could do that. Now, Bardock and Gine are actually alive. Unfortunately for Raditz, he's not, but that's whatever. As Bardock and Gine would immediately take a shuttle and then head right towards Earth, as Bardock wants to meet his son because he remembers what's happened. He knows that the wishes came true. When they do arrive on Earth, Goku has an emotional moment where he does meet his parents, who are happy to see him, and they even offer him to come by Planet Vegeta sometime. And Goku actually shows them Super Saiyan, and he explains that he actually defeated Frieza, but Vegeta did help a lot. And Bardock was amazed. He said, "Son, you are the legendary Super Saiyan. Why are you not king? You're the legend. You're the Super Saiyan of legend. Why are you not the king of the Saiyans?" But Vegeta is, just because he's quote-unquote royal blood. And Goku has no real interest being a king. That's not his thing. And he says, "Yes, but listen." And even Genie would then speak up, "But they'll listen to you. You're a Super Saiyan." And she says that, unfortunately, a lot of Saiyans still do bad things. We're born that way. Maybe with you there, maybe you could help the Saiyans see that there's a different life outside of pillaging planets, so we don't hurt anybody else. And Goku would actually listen to it, and he really thinks about it, that maybe he could go there to try and show the Saiyans a different way. And I think during that time as well, we would then have a hilarious scene where, of course, Chi-Chi's so happy to meet his parents. She loves Gine, and Gine loves Chi-Chi. She thinks Chi-Chi's really beautiful. She's very sweet. And Chi-Chi would then ask one question. Wait a minute. If he becomes a king, that's a job. Does he have a lot of money? And they say, well, yeah, he's infinite wealth. And Chi-Chi would then start beating Goku on the head, telling him he better get that job right now, or else she'll beat him himself. And I think it'd be a hilarious scene, because, of course, they're low on funds. And Chi-Chi says, "I don't care if we have to move to a whole other planet. I don't care." And Goku says, "Well, maybe we could bring all the Saiyans here. If the Saiyans really do want to change, maybe they can all move here. Why not? Earth is a better planet anyway. Has more resources. It's a safer place." And Bardock actually really thinks about that. He says, "Well, that's a bridge you're going to have to handle if you ever do become king." But he says there's a problem, and that's Vegeta. Well, I think Goku would, of course, speak to Bardock and say, "Well, what's Vegeta doing?" And he says, "Well, Vegeta's still doing the old ways. He's going to start building up the Empire again, and he's going to start taking over planets, because this is all Vegeta knows about, and trying to unlock a Super Saiyan." Now, Goku cannot let this happen, because he has to protect people. He cannot sleep at night knowing that there are planets being destroyed. So he decides to then hop on one of Bulma's ships, following Bardock and Gine, and then heading to Planet Vegeta. And, of course, Chi-Chi was worried for Goku. He says, "Don't worry, I'll be okay." And so he takes a few week travel. Now, when he does arrive on Planet Vegeta, of course, Saiyans are, they're used to seeing Bardock and Gine, but they are strange seeing who this man was. He had no tail, he had strange clothing. Who is this guy? But they can, of course, tap their scouters, but they can't really get a read on his power level. It's stuck at around 5,000, which is actually pretty strong. You're a high-level class Saiyan at that point. As Goku would then head right to the halls, and he would then talk to Vegeta. Goku was angry with Vegeta and he says, "Is it true that you're still taking over planets?" And Vegeta says, "I'm the king of the Saiyans, I can do as I wish. You have no authority here." And Goku says, "I have authority of doing the right thing." And all the Saiyans are watching this as they're outside of the palace now talking. And Goku explains that I'm the one who defeated Frieza. And Vegeta says, "Yes, it is true, but I am the true prince of the Saiyans. It's my blood right to be the king, and you answer to your king." And Goku says, "I answer to no one, but what you're doing is wrong. We're not gods. We can't decide who lives and who dies like this. You're just killing innocent people and pillaging planets. That's the very same thing that Frieza was making you do, and you want to continue doing what Frieza's doing?" And of course, Vegeta would state that I am above Frieza. Frieza abused. I'm not abusing. We take what we need, and that's how we survive. Our planet is not lush enough to survive. And Goku says, then why not the Saiyans? If they are peaceful and cause no harm to people, they can come to Earth. It's a peaceful place, a beautiful world, and we can all live in peace. You don't have to fight like this no more. And of course, Vegeta doesn't want to hear it. Remember, Vegeta's hatred for Goku is high. He already knows that Kakarot's a Super Saiyan. He's a low class. He already kind of beaten Frieza, and he kind of beat him in their match. Vegeta would not hear it. So he would actually try and fly in and attack Goku, and their fight would then commence. Now, Goku, of course, he doesn't really have a tight handle on Super Saiyan yet, as, remember, he just unlocked it a few weeks ago, so he is struggling to use it. He can use it, but he has to be pushed. Now, Vegeta, of course, has done nothing but training since then, so he is actually stronger in base form than Goku at this time, slightly. But yeah, remember too, they also have their potentials unlocked. Vegeta has more natural potential than Goku, so Vegeta is stronger than him, and all the Saiyans are watching. The hundreds of thousands of Saiyans are all watching in shock, as Bardock was not worried because he already knew what was going to happen. He can see the future of his son. He doesn't see a future for Vegeta. As Goku would then, clash hands together with Vegeta pushing each other back, Goku would tell Vegeta that he spared him. He gave him one chance to maybe change, but I guess Vegeta just can't do it. And Vegeta says, I am a warrior and I will die as one. And Goku says, you've made your wish then. As Vegeta, of course, will continue to try and attack Goku, of course, Goku is getting overwhelmed. This is when they do a beam clash and Vegeta shows his new move, his Big Bang attack. Now, the Big Bang attack combats Goku's Kamehameha, and Goku actually gets slightly overwhelmed. But then Goku uses the Kaioken technique. This is Vegeta's plan as Vegeta then charges up his final flash. His ultimate attack. It's still early concept, and it uses up a lot of his power, but he has no choice. This overwhelms Goku, who ran out of energy for the Kaioken, and it would hit him. Now, of course, Gine was terrified as Goku was in the crater, and his top G was burnt off, and Goku was badly wounded. Vegeta would then laugh, as he would then form a ki blast towards Goku to kill him. Goku would then stand back up. And Goku would then tell Vegeta that it's not over yet. Goku's hair would begin to rise as he gets angry. He gave Vegeta a chance, and Vegeta just wastes life. He doesn't deserve to live. As Goku's muscles would then bulge in size, Goku would then transform into a Super Saiyan once again. And Vegeta knew he was cooked, as he can't match a Super Saiyan. Now all the Saiyans are watching in awe. He's the Super Saiyan. He really did beat Frieza. It's true. As Goku would then charge in, he would easily overwhelm Vegeta. And Goku here is not going to show mercy. As Vegeta knows this, Vegeta would then do one final attack. Vegeta would then try to charge up a final Gallic Gun attack at Goku. Goku would then tell Vegeta goodbye, as he would then charge up a Kamehameha, firing it at Vegeta, and it would hit the Saiyan Prince and completely incinerate him. And Vegeta was killed. As the Saiyans watch in shock, they would then all get down on one knee in front of Goku. The hundreds of thousands of them would all then get down on one knee because they see Goku as their new king. He defeated the current king, and he's a Super Saiyan. But then Goku would then begin working with Bardock and Gina. He's not much of a ruler. He's never seen himself as one. So he would actually tell Bardock to help him out here, and even Gine, they would then actually work with the other council members of the Saiyans, and they would actually agree to take all their technology and everything and leave the planet. Remember, Planet Vegeta is a terrible planet. There's no crops, no anything. It's a bad place. The only way that they survive is through trading, and all they really know is to fight, so they pillage planets, but not for Earth. So Goku would actually leave. They would take all the ships, which is dozens and dozens of ships, holding the hundreds of thousands of Saiyans. They would then all arrive on Earth, and with the help of Capsule Corp, they would then find nice open land in the beautiful lush forest, and with the help of Capsule Corp as well, they would form homes and houses for all the Saiyans, getting them all situated, farms, and the Saiyans would actually settle. Now, of course, there are some Saiyans who don't want to do this. There's a good chunk of Saiyans who don't want to follow in Goku's footsteps, they don't believe in it, and Goku would then say, then you leave this planet and never return. And of course, they're not going to fight a Super Saiyan, so a lot of these Saiyans would actually flee and leave. But of course, in my opinion, there is thousands of Saiyans who stay on Earth. They of course find it peaceful. As a lot of low-class Saiyans also stay too, even high-class. They love Earth, it's amazing. They don't want to change. So the Saiyans would have almost their own territory, maybe a couple 100 miles worth of land that Capsule Corp owns this property for the Saiyans to have a safe sanctuary away from everybody, and they have their own beaches, their own oceans to hunt. The Saiyans are happy. They love it there. And they would, of course, thrive as they would farm their own animals. Goku would even teach them. Remember, he's also a farmer too, because of Chi-Chi. So he can actually explain how to farm. And the Saiyans would figure it out quickly, and they love it. Peace is actually on Earth. Now, of course, we're going to have about a half a year to a year plus time skip, as then Trunks would still arrive from his future timeline. This is the original future timeline now, mind you, as we all know that realistically Trunks wouldn't exist, but remember, he's from the main future timeline. It's completely tied off from this one. As Trunks was then confused, as he does sense a lot of high power levels far off, but he doesn't sense Goku. As he would then begin looking around, he would then head to Goku's home, where Goku would then meet Trunks, and Trunks would then look to Goku and explain, there's a lot that I have to talk to you about. And that is it for this one. If you guys, thank y'all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down below about the Saiyans actually peacefully living on Earth. The Saiyans basically have their own, I guess, hidden sanctuary that Capsule Corp owns the property of. They keep the Saiyans safe from the world, and the Saiyans do their own business. They farm, they live on the ocean side, they're enjoying life. And unfortunately, Vegeta is dead. He's not coming back. So there is no Prince of all hairlines, and there's technically no Trunks and Bra in this timeline. So Bulma would actually still get with Yamcha. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down below. And make sure to watch the video all the way through and like the video. And comment down below what you guys think. I really do appreciate you guys the best. Let's get to 50,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.
Go team.